Hi, Chinwendu. We are dancing in. I see Dora. Dance in with us. I see Jess. Woo! Welcome to Friday.
Thank you.
Yes, let's dance in. Welcome, Chinwendu, Hajira. I want you to send this to 10 million people. Yes, we are entering into this weekend. I think this is our second one of July. He's a very big God. I have a very big God. Who knows the dance? He knows it for my. He's always on my side. A very big God. Literally. I have a very big God. A very big God. He knows it for my. He's always on my side. A very big God. We're dancing. Thank you, everyone. I want to see the comments. Thank you. I'm trying to get Africana today. We are dancing in. We are celebrating. We finished another week. It's a great time. It's a very time. Perfect. I want to see you dancing wherever you are, dancing. And as you're dancing, make sure you're sending the link. Tell everyone we're live. This is Ask Yamaka Anything. Secrets of career development. This my God is a very big God. We are live. Yes, the virtual dancing. You have to learn how to help yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. So text everyone. Yes. Text everyone. We are almost going to start soon. This is a Ask Me Anything. Get your questions ready. And get your girlfriends in the group. Awesome. And we are about to get started. And make sure you're dancing because you gotta happy yourself. You just came through another whole week. You have to be grateful for that. I love it. Alrighty. Welcome Welcome to Black Sisters in STEM weekly Friday event. We thank God that all of you guys are here. It's so, it's such a blessing to see people week over week. I don't want us to take that for granted now. I don't want us to take that for granted. And we're going to introduce our MVP soon. And so we thank God that you guys are here week over week. Some people didn't make it to this week, but we thank God all of us did. And so I'm so happy to be talking with you guys. So happy to welcome you to the largest six-figure collegiate sorority in the world. We're literally the best. And you're going to see exactly why. So, we are live. We are streaming on YouTube and LinkedIn. If people like LinkedIn, send them that link. If people like YouTube, send them that link. We are live. We are live. We are live. And I want to see everyone in the comments. MVPs, make sure you're not commenting internally. Make sure you're commenting on the YouTube or something. And so, or LinkedIn. And so we want to make sure that we see engagement. I want you to be talking to your fellow sister. Say hello. It's so good to see you another week. Connect. Get your guys' Instagrams, LinkedIn's, TikToks. Like, this is what you guys need to be doing on a weekly basis. And so, say hello to one another, especially if you've seen them last week. If you haven't seen them last week, make sure to say hello to a new face as well. And I want to be seeing majors, names, locations, your energy level. Where are you at? 1 to 4. 4 being fully caffeinated and ready to go. 1 being you're tired. This week was a lot, but you're still here. And also 2 things you love doing so much, you can do them for hours. What are 2 things you can do for hours? Can you eat for hours? Some of you love to talk so much. Can you talk for hours? Can you study for hours? Who likes to read? I want to see the reading girls. Read for hours. Watch movies for hours. I know all of us can Netflix for hours, actually. One thing you know, next thing you know is 4 hours later. Netflix, we don't know what's happening over here. So let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. You can see there's so much beautiful things happening. So let us know. All righty. Now to the next part. We have our beautiful MVPs, and I'm going to bring some of them up on the stage just so you can see their lovely faces. Welcome, 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 our MVPs. Let us celebrate them. Let us celebrate them. Shout out to our MVPs. Shout out to all of our new girls. Hi, Merlinda. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Farida. Hi, Jess. Hi, Dora. We love our beautiful.
Hi.
Let's do a round of applause for our MVPs this week. Yes, 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 yes.
Hi.
Amazing. So shout out to y'all. They are literally phenomenal. We have computer engineering. We have real estate. We have public health. We have cybersecurity. I love the cybersecurity girls. Trust me, we need more cybersecurity people. So even if you aren't cybersecurity, just get a certification because the way this world is going, everything is going to need cybersecurity. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have our beautiful MVPs. And our MVPs are actually going to be doing our creed with us today. And so we welcome them. Aren't they so cute? Love it. Love, love, love it. Look at all the selfies. It's so cute. So cute. So before we get into our creed, why join Black Sisters in STEM? And I want actually, Dora, why don't you kick it off for us? Why do you think someone should join Black Sisters in STEM?
Yep.
We can hear you. Dora, can you hear us? We can hear you. Oh, I don't know. Jess, you can go ahead while she's waiting.
Okay, hi. Thank you for the opportunity. Why I joined Black Sisters in STEM? I think it's the community for me. Yes, we have so many sisters coming together from different backgrounds, and I mean different. They come with different um they're all covering different courses, yes. So everybody has something they are bringing on board. And once you are there, you're able to feel you're able to feel like you're in a very nice community. Yes, everybody is so welcoming, and yes, I love it there. So please come enjoy Black Sister System. It's the place to be.
I love it. Yes, 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 yes. I
Mhm.
love it. It's the place to be, simply put. So, as our sister said so beautifully, being a part of Black Sisters in STEM is really because it's a place to be. I mean, if it's the place to be, you got to be there. So that's simply it. But as you can see on the screen, here are just some benefits and some amazing things about our model, what we do, how we do it. And I mean, where else are you going to find so many Black women in STEM across the world studying what you're studying, studying something different, and being able to build relationship with them? It's literally very few. And I know most of you, even in your colleges and your classes, you are likely the only Black woman there. And so this is your safe space. And this is also your place of sisterhood and connection. Don't forget that networking horizontally, sometimes even more important than networking vertically, because the people in your class, the people who are of your age mates, they too are going to grow and succeed. And you should be able to connect with people at your age level, not just when they've already become Bill Gates, right? So we have, you know, Nobel Peace Prize winners, billionaire startup founders all around you. So you better connect. All right. And now we are going to go into the next slide, which is our creed. We know our creed is our belief, our system. And I want all of us to come and declare this creed with me. Make sure when you're saying it, even if we can't see you, make sure you're saying it with joy, with pride. Say it well. Oh, you don't just say creeds slightly, you say it well. And so we're all going to come on here. I see my MVPs, they will join me on the stage. And on the count of three, we're going to repeat the creed as people who are declaring it. And as you say it out of your mouth, I pray you will believe it in your mind and in your heart. All right. So right hands up, everyone. On the count of three, we go. One, two, three. I was born with the
Born
mandate
with
of
mandate of dominion,
I will lead,
I will
affect,
lead,
and
protect,
impact
and
the
the
world.
world.
I am a
I
Black
am a black
stateswoman,
sister in STEM,
so I am
so
fearless,
be fearless,
continuously inspired,
continuously
and
inspired and
inspiring,
inspiring,
and
and
completely
completely
transform
transform
my life
my
to
life to
impact
impact
my
my
fellow sisters
fellow black
to the
sisters,
right
the
and
right
to
the
the
right
left
and to
of
the
me.
left of me.
Today,
Today,
I
I
solemnly commit
solemnly
myself
commit myself
to a
to a
life
life
of an
of an
accomplished
accomplished
Black
black woman.
cis
This
woman.
woman.
So help me God. Love it. Yes, 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 yes. Clap for yourself, clap for yourself, clap for yourself. You need to take a screenshot, take a screenshot, make this your daily declaration. It is so beautiful, and I'm happy you guys are saying it at least on a weekly basis. And so now the Moses of STEM welcomes you all. The Moses of STEM welcomes you all. I happen to be the Moses of STEM, apparently. And so I welcome you. And I'm so, so excited to have each and every one of you here. And for all of those who are going to replay this, so excited for you to be able to step in to mentorship with Yamachev. And so before we get into it, I want us to start posting our questions in the comments while I'm walking through my bio and while I'm talking through why I might be a person you want to ask some questions to. And so please get your questions ready. Start putting them in the comments and make sure your questions are for you. I know so many times you guys just want to learn about things that I'm doing, but these questions need to benefit your life, right? I want you to, I want these questions to benefit you and your journey and your success. And that's why I go through my bio so you know what I've done. And then you can ask me questions that relate to yourself and your growth and your tenure in university or in your master's program. This is for you. And we say hi to Ifioma. We're so happy to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see that you're new here and you're going to be here for a good time. We always have a good time at Black Sisters in STEM. And so get your questions ready. And by the time I'm done with my bio, we'll just jump right into questions. MVPs, put your questions there as well, and we will go from there. Awesome. So again, you guys are all welcome. And let's talk a little bit about who I am and why I may be credible enough to answer your questions. So I am Yamacha Wilson, also known as the Moses of STEM. And I am very, very blessed to have gone to the University of Virginia, fully sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and with over 200K in additional scholarships. I had so many scholarships that I always tell people I actually got paid to go to school because I just had overflow, right? And so that overflow allowed me to be able to go to school and enjoy being at school, not think about finances, not think about all those things. And not only that, those scholarships were also really big in helping me have a lot of experiences. So I went to so many study abroad trips in so many countries. That's what started my global escapades. And all of it was sponsored. And not only that, I really set my mind to be in business and do business and be in the top companies in business every summer. So each summer I interned at a top company in business. And first one was PwC. I'm sure you may have heard of it. It's one of the top companies in the financial services firm. So shout out to all my finance girls. I'm a finance girl. I'm a math girl. Love it. Then next was McKinsey and Company. JP Morgan was after that, JP Morgan Chase. And then after that, I went to Google. So I went to Google full time. And from my school, from what I know, I was the only Black girl coming out of my class to Google that year. And so it was a really good time. So school was completely paid off, ended up with a six-figure career and job even way before school ended in my senior year. And I was also able to build Black Sisters in STEM starting in my senior year. That's when I started piloting Black Sisters in STEM in Ghana. And the story has grown from there. So I am so excited to be able to talk to you about everything when it comes to success in the place you are, whether it comes to workplace, whether it comes to academics, whether it comes to finances. I was also able to save up over six figures. So I was really good at saving a lot of my money, investing a lot of my money. And these are things that you guys need to know because you don't want to get there before you're now trying to figure out what's going on. So the questions, let them come. Don't be shy. Don't be shy about how to deal with, microaggressions, imposter syndrome, et cetera, et cetera. These are the times to ask and get to know from wisdom. I always tell people it's better not to make the mistakes because you learn from people who did. So learn from people who made the mistakes and then don't make them yourself. We following? So great. Time for questions. And I want to see the questions in the chat. I want to see the questions in the chat. Yes, you can definitely get 6 figures as well. It is very possible. Very possible. And so this space is for you guys. Remember that I love the conversation you guys are having between yourselves as well. But this is your time and segment for questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If we don't have any questions either, that is fine. I can share just some thoughts, some words of wisdom for this Friday, and then we can be on our way. So we have our first question from Jessica, who shared she had a question earlier as well. And so shout out to Jessica for being the first. Moving forward, I want everyone to come with questions. You guys should be aware and know that these times are for you and it's a privilege. You should have your questions ready. This is not the time to be texting me on the side. This is not the time to be asking me for mentorship if you don't come here with a question. So utilize the times that you guys have, right? So thank you, Jessica, for being on top of that. So my question is, how are you able to keep a clear head when facing internal struggles? Right. And I think this is a question that comes up consistently every week. And the answer is really the same for me, at least. So I'll speak about my personal answer and then also just some general tips. Number one, my personal answer to that is my faith, simply put. I don't live my life, or I try not to live my life according to what I see, what I hear, what is going around me in my life or in other people's life. I just have to have faith and hope that the God that I pray to, the God that I serve, is able to do it. He is faithful. I can trust him and he's good. And so that is what keeps me in peace. That is the only true peace I've ever had, is when I came into the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. So that's really it. And it's not just about saying that you are saved. A lot of people stay at the point of salvation, but you don't actually read your word. You don't have a relationship with Christ. You don't actually seek to know him, learn, watch sermons, things of that nature. You don't praise and worship. So when I'm feeling down, I know I need a word. I'm going to watch a sermon. I need worship or praise to remind me of who my God is. Like, all of us go through this. But for me, I have full assurance that God will never fail me. And I trust God that he's never failed anyone before, and he's not going to start with me. Right? So whatever it looks like, it has to change. One of my favorite men of God, may his soul rest in peace, Dr. Miles Monroe, always said that if your circumstance does not reflect what God said in his word or what he told you specifically, then it has to change. It has to change. And so that's something, that's an anchor for me. It has to change. It has to get better. And that is truly what keeps me sane. But for not but, and what I would say are some habits that I do. Like I said, I also have things that I know bring me into a state of peace and calm. So that's my praise and worship. That's reading the word. That's sermons or listening to the word of God. And so you have to also know the things for you. Some people, it's painting, it's reading, it's playing the piano, whatever it is, you have to understand that you need to know what works for you and consistently do it. We also talk a lot about, if you're new here, you might want to take the time to go through some of our prior sessions. They're all on our YouTube. Even the last session I did last week was specifically about dealing and controlling your mind. You have control of your mind. Your mind does not have control of you. Make sure you remember that. You are not subject, you are not a slave to your mind. You own and control your mind. So you also have to take the time to declare different. I even told the team today, we are always going to do the opposite of what any hater is going to want us to do. If you want me to be sad, that's the day I'm eating cake. If you want me to be down, that's the day I'm going to the spa. If you want me to be down, that's the day I'm putting on makeup and I'm just dressing up for no reason because I'm trying to happy myself. I'm happying myself. You know what I'm saying? That's the day I'm calling my friends, my family, and I'm going to cackle. I don't know about you, but my family is hilarious. So whenever I want to laugh, whenever I want to do something, you know, that changes my mood, that changes my mind, I literally go talk to my family. Like they are a blessing to me. And so that is a big, big thing. You have to know that one, what helps you, what brings you joy, what calms you down, what are things that put you into a state of happiness, and what are things that you can constantly do. Don't talk about things that like are money based, right? Because you might not always want to go spend money on doing it, but things that are free, that are able for you to do. Like I said, calling my family, calling my sister, my mom, my friends, that's free. And thanks be unto God, they have to, deal with me. So I know my things and I utilize them. Number two, you have to understand you control your mind and you have to say and do the opposite of however you feel, because you cannot be sitting down depressed, sad. It's going to mess up your day, it's going to mess up your productivity, it's going to mess up your progression. So you have to know that there requires peace to build. My pastor always says that, and it's so important. I want you to remember that you need peace to build. You need peace to study. You need peace to get a job. You need peace to work. You need peace. And so those things are hindering your peace. You cannot allow yourself to stay there. You cannot. And so that is number two. And then lastly, I would just tell you that remember, it's normal. Sometimes we are too in our heads and we're so stressed that, like, oh my goodness, why am I stressed all the time? Stress is actually normal, especially given what you're likely doing. Being in STEM, your majors, they're not easy subjects. Everything you're doing, you might be doing it for the first time. You might be the first person in your family doing it. That is stress. However, you have to remember that you don't have to stay in a place of stress. And that is where your victory lies. Understanding you don't have to stay in a place of stress. And so, next question. What's one silent battle that I fought that no one saw but shaped who I am today? Yeah, I think every woman has the battle of becoming. Every person has it. But specifically, women, our journey is really unique because we get married, we have to birth out children, and we have to do all of that, while managing careers and everything. And men don't have to birth out children and things of that nature, because that's just not what they have capacity to do. So your whole body changes, your literally your whole life changes once you get pregnant. You will never be the same person you were. And hopefully you will be better. It's a blessing. But we go through a lot of changes that just really cause us to be different. And so I think every woman is going to have to deal with the new version of themselves in every stage. You have to deal with the version of yourself where you're at your age, and that's going to be different when you turn the next age. That's going to be different when you are working. That's going to be different when you maybe want to go to a master's program. Like there's so many things in life that are shifting, and especially for women, there's many things that are going to shift for us. You have to make sure that you prepare yourself to go through that season and learn yourself in that season and enjoy the new you in that season. Understand how to give yourself grace in that season. Understand how to become more disciplined and become more effective in that season as well, right? Every season and every new level requires a new level of you. And that can be hard at times. And so you really have to be able to sit down and make sure you know how to show up. And so that is my answer to that question, that you really have to be able to know how to show up for yourself in all the stages of life, and that takes learning. Hajira had a question that, how do you manage to combine all your multiple roles? um I think the thing of balance is to understand that there is no balance, there's no balance, and there is no one way. You have to understand, like, back to just my answer to Farida, you are unique. So even other mothers cannot really tell you how to mother your children because they don't have the life you have. They don't have the resources you have. They don't have the career you may have, right? You can learn from people, but you have a unique life and situation that you always have to really figure out how to manage. And so the topic here is more on management and being effective with your time management, your thought management, like all of those things. And that is what is like most critical, to be able to understand, how am I managing in this season? What is priority? What is the first thing I need to do today? What are 3 things that have to happen today? Right? So I don't get stuck doing 10 million things. You have to be able to know how to prioritize because there's no real balance. There's going to be a time, especially as you continue to add more roles to your life, that, oh, I'm not going to be able to be as, 10 toes down, 24 hours in my books because I have other people to take care of now, right? These are things that bring changes to your life. So you have to remember that and stay alert and prioritize your specific schedule based off of your life, based off of your goals, based off of your hopes for yourself. If you do not do that, you're going to try to live someone else's life. You're going to try to follow someone else's method. And a lot of times you'll end burnt out because you cannot have that capacity because you're just not that person. And so for me, again, I know the things that fuel me. I know the people who will help me. I know how to get help. I know how to pray for help by the grace of God. And I know what I can trust and rely on. I also know what I can't do. I've been also learning this myself. Like when I say all these answers to you, I'm not perfect, but I've been learning all of these things. I'm learning that after a certain while, I can't have meetings. I need to have meetings in a set amount of time on certain days because I need to have time to think. I need to have time to respond to the meetings. I need to have time to reflect. I need to have time to have internal meetings. So I have to be able to set my schedule really way more effectively, so that I don't burn out, so that I'm not giving someone low energy. For example, Fridays, I don't really have meetings like that on Fridays if I can help it, because I know I'm going to come to speak with you all. I know I'm going to have to give you guys a lot of energy. And if I've been expending so much energy in other meetings, then by the time I come here at 2 o'clock, I'm not going to have energy for you all and I'm not going to give you my best. And this is a commitment that I have to know and I have to be aware of and I have to move accordingly. So these are the things that I personally do that we all need to do for ourselves to figure out what is the best for us. And then I believe there was another question. Esther, I love the community we have. How does one go about navigating their role in a community like this? Yeah, I think community is just that. Don't overthink it. You yourself, your unique identity, your unique person is your role. There's no other Esther Idang in our community. And even if someone does have your same name, they are not you. No one has your fingerprints. And people always remind us of that because that means no one can bring what you bring to the table. So I would actually put that question back to you. What is unique about you? Do you like to read? Do you like to write? What do you like to do? What can you teach us? What can you help us with? What can you provide? You need to do that reflection and say, okay, well, I know I'm always on top of investing, or I'm always on top of opportunities, or I'm always on top of learning new coding languages, or I'm super engaged in politics and I can show people how to be engaged in politics. You don't understand that your unique gift can be gifted to everyone. And so the beauty is bring your unique gift to the community. That's what we need. We need your unique gift for the community, and we need you to show up to the community. That's what we need. If you are someone who maybe, like you said, Farida, you're a prayer warrior, then go ahead and on when we're not here, pray for us. Pray that every girl gets her job, gets her dream role, gets to be where she wants to be. If you're someone who you've mastered your public speaking, tell us about how you've mastered it. Don't overthink it. Just be you and show up, right? Because when you think about your siblings or your family, you don't really have to do much. You just have to show up. You just have to be you. When people can know you for something and come to you and you're willing to share and you're willing to give, that's all that any community would need to see the benefit of you in there. So there's only one Esther Idang, and we need her to show up. That's what we need. And so make sure you show up well. Thank you so much for that question. That was such a beautiful question. What do you do when everything feels urgent at once? Your responsibilities, your work, your school, your life? And how do you choose what to pour into without burning out or betraying yourself? This is really a question of purpose. You see, a lot of times the reason why we struggle to do too many things, I remember I had some mentors who are allies. They are not Black women. And they said, and they told me the honest truth, that Black women that they've met typically in business tend to do too much. Like they want to build a business that there's too much happening. And it's actually better to focus. But to have focus is to have a purpose and to know what that purpose is and to be able to move on that purpose. You see, the thing is, purpose directs your life. So someone may not ever create a nonprofit for Black women because that's not in their purpose. But for me, I don't see these times with you guys as a waste of time because I know it is directly correlated to my purpose. I know that this is my specific, unique value in this world, at least one of them, and I'm going to have to show up because I know that it's my purpose. So even when it comes to, like I said, scheduling meetings or scheduling conferences, I try my best to figure out how I can be here every single Friday or how I can show up for you guys as much as possible because I know it's a part of my purpose. Now, when you don't have purpose, you don't really have direction because there's so many things you can do. You can be a TikTok influencer. You can be a computer scientist. You can be an author. You can be a cyclist. You can be a pastor. There's so many things you can do and be. And if you are not really understanding your purpose, which I truly believe the only person who can give you your purpose is the being that created you, how will you know what's going on? Because there's so many things you can do, trust me. And you can even do them well. But does that mean you fulfilled purpose? For example, your phone, my phone. I have the iPhone. Look at my cover. And the iPhone can do many things. Even now, today, I was watching videos on all the things that Apple has upgraded the iPhone to be able to do. But they're all connected to the purpose of the iPhone. Your iPhone does not cook for you. You can watch videos on how to cook on your iPhone, but the iPhone is not cooking for you. The iPhone is not coding for you. It's not sending pictures on your behalf for you. No. It is the primary purpose of your phone is for communication. The primary purpose of your phone is access to people, to the internet. That's the primary purpose of a phone. So even in all the things that you can do on your iPhone, they all connect back to the purpose of the iPhone. And the beauty about purpose is purpose can actually, most of the time when you're in purpose, you grow in purpose. So there's maybe one aspect of your purpose that you're learning now, which could be giving back to people. So maybe right now you're just giving back to people. But as you grow, you might understand, okay, it's giving back to people, but it's specifically giving back to children. And then you're a bit more focused now. Then you start working with children. Then as you continue to do work with children, you unlock another level of your purpose is I want to help children with special needs. So now you're doing programs and events specifically or schools specifically for children with special needs. Then as you're doing that, you grow and you understand, oh, wow, I really want to build technology to help people with sickle cell or with autism. So you have went from understanding your purpose was to help people, which is still your purpose now. But as you grew in it, you're so much more specific. Yes, you are helping people, but you are helping young children with special needs, and you're building scalable technology to support them. And so you grow in purpose. That is why you really just have to start. So this is why you need to know your purpose, because if not, you will be lottie-dottie. You could even become Oprah, right? You can be very successful in the standard of the world. But if that was not your purpose, how successful are you really? Because truly, you can learn anything. With time and consistency, you can learn anything and become anything. You can become a hairstylist. Put 10 years into doing hair. Put 10 years into doing nails. Put 10 years into doing computer science. You will become that thing. But the thing is, was that your purpose? Next question. Do you ever make mistakes? And have you made mistakes that you're grateful for? Yes, absolutely. Everyone makes mistakes, by the way. There's a song that says everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Everyone gets that way. I believe it was Miley Cyrus. So everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I'm trusting God to limit my mistakes and to get better every single day. But you will always make mistakes. However, mistakes, depending on your mindset, will be able to catapult you if you let them. So I always tell people one thing that is unique is I actually like to just learn and study about so many things. And one thing that I saw was that chocolate chip cookies, do we like chip cookies? Don't we love those? I personally think chocolate chip cookies are a good time. Um, chocolate chip cookies were made by mistake. That's how they were created. The first person to create chocolate chip cookies made them by mistake. I believe if I'm getting the story correct, the chocolate chips fell into the batter. And then she was like, it's too late now. So let me just be able to, you know, mix it and see what happens. And that was the first creation of chocolate chip cookies. I guess she was trying to make sugar cookies or something else. And so just because it's a mistake, that doesn't mean it can't end up for your good. And depending how it ends up is really depending on how you learn from it. Even if it's something very negative, right? And more serious than chocolate chip cookies. It's still how are you bouncing back? How are you learning from it? You were able to talk to some boy who didn't see your value. Okay, mistake. But now what can you learn from that? You can learn that you're valuable. You can learn that unless someone is talking to you or pulling up to you in a certain way, you're not going to entertain it. You can make mistakes that you're not proud of, but then you can continue to say, I'm never going to do this again, or I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to turn it around. You know, the word of God says that count it all joy, count all the afflictions joy. And the reason why it says that in James is because when you make mistakes, when you go through affliction, when you go through persecutions, all the things that you will go through in this life, if you have the ability to say there has to be a lesson on the other side of this, even the worst things you can grow from. There are people, I saw this on LinkedIn the other day, he went viral. He posted two pictures of him. One of him as a gangbanger with all of these tattoos. He had his hair cornrowed. He was just like, living that life. He was, selling drugs, doing all of these different things. And you can definitely know that he's made some mistakes that he's not proud of. And I believe he did go to jail as well. And then the other photo was of him graduating from Stanford University. Now, if you've never heard of Stanford University is one of the most successful schools you can go to for undergraduate. It's one of the top universities in the world, and definitely one of the top, I believe, the top university in the US, or top three. And he graduated from Stanford, and he was able to take everything that he learned and the mistakes that he made, things that he did that were illegal, and turn it around into fixing his life and putting his mind and his capacity to good use. And that's the thing. You can make a mistake and be living a life that you don't enjoy. But you can also take all that strength and capacity and strategy you were using being a gangbanger and put it to good use in something else. And that's what he is doing. And so he went viral because everyone was so proud of him that he didn't let his past determine his future. And with mistakes, you have to understand you cannot let your past determine your future. It's all depending on how you want to react from your mistakes. And this is the last question, and then we'll close out. What is one lesson that you learned as a child that is still relevant to this day? Be kind to people, be good to people. I think Ghanaians have a culture of this. We get taught very early on that how you treat people is an investment. So when you treat people positively, what you're actually doing is investing in positive relationships to come your way, positive reactions to you to come your way, favor to come your way. People will be good to you, people will be kind to you, people will help you, people will show you goodness and favor, people will show up for you. Have you ever noticed the person who always shows up for everyone's events and is so happy for them and all that kind of stuff? They, when they have an event, when they have something, people typically do the same thing for them, aka you reap what you sow. But I think you reap what you sow, specifically when it comes to people. That is like one of the biggest lessons you can learn. You cannot you cannot live this life on an island. You are not an island. And so, if you want to live this life as someone who does not invest in people, does not care to be helpful to people, does not serve people even when it doesn't benefit you, when you need that in your life, it's likely that you're going to struggle for that. And that's going to be a sad thing because you it showcases you didn't invest in people. When you see people who are being very, very celebrated, go down the track record. They have usually celebrated people very well. They have usually been very kind to people. They have usually been very good to people. And so you reap what you sow. And remember that you reap what you sow with people. So be good. Even if they're not your family or not your friends, how do you treat people? How do you treat children? How do you treat people who are less fortunate? How do you treat people? You are not an island, and it's truly going to come back to you. Alrighty, girls. Great questions. That is all for today. And I'm going to just leave you on this, like I leave you on this every week. Philippians 4:8, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Take time to think on the things that can edify and lift you up. Many of you are too focused on your problems. Start focusing on solutions. Start focusing on possibilities. Start focusing on your growth. Start focusing on the things that are beautiful in your life. And you'll see as the mind goes, you will also go. So make sure that your meditations are things that you would be happy to say edify you. Make sure that you can confidently say that. Alrighty, so we have homework for you all. You know, every week we have homework for you guys. And that homework is, if you have not joined Sister Nation, and if you're new here, we had a couple of newbies here. We love it. The people are going to put the link in the chat, and you can join our amazing sisterhood. So sisters, go ahead and put that in the chat. Also, you can just scan the QR code with your phone. You can take a screenshot and scan it later as well. Or you can just go to this link, bit.ly/sisternation. Follow, subscribe, like, and comment on our YouTube and our LinkedIn. Remember that as we grow, it's your growth as well. The bigger and the better this organization is, the more resources, the more opportunities for you. So make it a point to be a better sister to your fellow sisters and show up so that we can all grow together. Lastly, homework. Like I said, I believe every single person in this world should be on LinkedIn. I believe every single person in this world should have a brand. I believe every single person in this world should be showcasing their unique knowledge and intellect, specifically on places like LinkedIn, where it's super easy. No one's asking you to make a book or anything. We're just asking you to post. And so this is a part of us helping you to build your own brand and to be a part of something beautiful. And I want you to share your key takeaways, tag Black Sisters in STEM and myself, and make sure you invite girlies next week. Do not keep any good thing to yourself. That is not a good habit, not a good trait. Like I said, when you invest in people, they will remember that. So when you are the reason why someone heard about Black Sisters in STEM and they, got their breakthrough, that's going to still be your seed that you sowed. So make sure you share, get people to join, and continue to show up so well. I'm so happy that we have a consistent group of people that showcases that we're doing good stuff here. But not only should I see you, I should see people you've invited every week. If it's that good, you should be inviting people. Right? So let's take the time and do so. We're going to dance our way on out. God bless you for joining. I hope you had an amazing time. I hope you learned something. I hope you took something that would keep you for at least the next week until we meet. So until then, we're going to dance out. Bye, guys. Have a phenomenal weekend. Have an amazing week. I want to hear so many good things by time next week. Amen. Amen. I take all my blessings. I receive them. Amen. Thank you, guys. Okay. He know it for mine. He's always by my. Bye-bye.